Okie show. So I'm here with some special guests, Miss Lauren Analla.
Hello.
You were the star of Electric Nostalgia.
Well,
you were in Breaking Bad. You were in Breaking
Bad.
Guys. She was honorary member of Breaking Bad.
I played Bryan Cranston.
Yeah. You were just a little bit in Army Frankenstein's.
I was. My scene was deleted. Nice catch. Yes. It didn't fall. Ryan was very nice, Ryan Belgart, and he was like, it didn't fall within the tone of the piece because I was basically like a single mother running for her life, crying, mascara running with her child, putting it in a dumpster, and then running off.
Yeah, that would have made that movie way.
I think it's actually in the deleted scenes.
It's like,
I think it is. I think
it
said it was.
Away a baby.
Not the tone.
It was to save its life, though. It was very redeeming.
Yeah,
Okay.
You were Igor's
Which is actually
mom,
kind
right?
of funny because you also played a single mom struggling in Rudderless.
I did.
Which co-starred
Billy Crudup.
Billy Crudup.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I can never remember names. But as soon as we start
Right.
rolling, my brain just goes blank of names. All the names just fall out of my ear.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody. But also we have Miss Paige Tudyk joining
Hello.
us again. You were here on our first episode ever.
Set the precedent.
To be back. No.
No?
I'm
Okay.
not.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
And you were also in Electric Nostalgia. You were in
Yes.
Rough Cuts. You were one of my favorite scenes of Rough Cuts.
You're kidding.
Yeah. Episode 1.
Yes.
And episode 2 just came out at Trail Dance Film Festival.
Oh.
It was just so much fun.
It was
Oh,
great.
great.
Like,
Trail Dance.
seriously,
Trail
Paige,
Dance
awesome.
2016.
Okay.
Yes. So you've also been in Unbreachable, which I don't know if I worked together with you. No, because that was before I was doing sound, so I didn't get to act with
really?
you, or I didn't get to work sound
Oh,
with you.
wow. I didn't know that's very interesting. Yes, I was. That was a lot of fun.
And you are
Good
also
times.
the spokes lady for Joe Hooper.
Which, if I may interject,
Yeah.
Paige gets recognized nationally on flights. People come up to her and are like, "Aren't you
What?
the girl?"
Okay.
And then, no,
Settle.
it's so cool. No, it's so cool because she has a tagline and they always ask her to say it. I think that's the
That
coolest.
is,
Which
that
is-
is true.
Will you do it for us, please? Say
Do
it.
it.
Do
Do
it.
All right. Who loves you, Oklahoma?
There it is.
Yes.
All right.
Awesome.
Perfect. We're doing a lot
And
of
then-
that tomorrow.
And then last but not least, we were gonna have Mr. Stephen Goodman in, but he got stuck in a
So
shoot
busy.
that ran late. So
Classic
we have an
Stephen.
emergency backup. The director from Electric Nostalgia, the director of photography from the
Fable of Shannon
Fable
Cable.
of Shannon Cable, Mr. Jacob Burns.
Hey guys.
Welcome back.
Hello.
I don't have a tagline.
Oh.
People ask me to say.
I guess this is technically like your third time back, because you were
Oh
kind
my
of a
gosh,
guest
really?
in the intro on one of the earlier episodes.
Yeah, I was on the first
You were on
episode.
the first one with
Well, yeah,
us.
you were on the
Paige,
first episode, but then you stopped by the office whenever I was recording the intro.
Oh, that's right.
And
yeah.
I was like, hey,
That's right.
let's do a bit. And you were like, okay. And we just totally improvised something right out of our asses.
it was
And
very
it was like
memorable.
me locked in your bathroom, recording the intro in your bathroom.
Oh my god.
It was great.
It's good
Good
times.
times.
Good
Classic.
times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good time.
And so before we move any further, we have to say a word to our sponsors. There's lots of sponsors for this show. The Okie Show is brought to you by Motion Sensor Bathroom Fixtures. Never before has dropping a deuce made me feel more like a Jedi. These are the turds you're looking for. Righto, so there's that.
Total agreement.
So we're gonna be talking about this is actually a really important episode. We're gonna be talking about the differences between the markets in the world of acting, the differences between Oklahoma City's market and Los Angeles and Hollywood, because there's some similarities, but there are a crap ton of differences between the two. And I think this is really if you're wanting to become an actor in Oklahoma, this is going to be really, really important for you to listen to this episode.
Listen
So,
up.
but before we do, I want to kind of lay the landscape out. And so we're going to do some trivia. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Trivia.
Some trivia.
Yay.
So I wish I had I need to get a theme song for the trivia.
Why don't we just make one up right now?
Trivia.
we sing this together actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you remember that classic theme song of our trivia?
Mm-hmm.
It went like this. It was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It was like
trivia was so great.
It's so great.
So great. Who done this trivia? Trivia. Let's do some trivia. Oh, trivia. Trivia. Do some trivia. Shazam! Yeah.
Guys, my
Wow.
life is made. That's what the part of the show I
is
look
wonderful.
forward to, hearing that theme
wonderful.
song.
Theme song.
It's like a seminal
perfect.
classic.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we have our first question, and we're gonna put the bell in the middle here.
Ooh.
So if you have the answer, it's a race. It's a race to ding the bell.
All right, I'll let you
Okay.
guys.
We're already starting the competition.
Okay, here we go.
Let's move these
So,
microphones closer.
we're gonna adjust our seats here.
Accordingly.
My seat doesn't move.
Yeah, that one's kind of poor crippled chair. But okay, so this first question. What year did Hollywood merge with Los Angeles to become the film capital of the world? Is it A, 1900, B, 1870, C, 1910, or D, 1921?
D, 1921.
Yes.
Nope. Nope.
Oh no. Okay.
How's the wrong sound go? Okay. Anybody else? She's out. Now it's just you two.
Okay. Can we hear the things again?
Is it A, 1900, B, 1870, or C, 1910? Yes, Paige.
1870.
Wah, wah. Now the answer, I don't know why I rang the bell. Like I'll answer this now.
Got this.
So the answer is 1910, and the reason that that question's in there is that's to show how freaking long
Wow.
the market in Los Angeles has been around since
Wow.
1910. Like over 100 years now, have they been making movies out there? And whenever they first started out in 1910, they already had 8 major studios making movies.
Wow.
We have none here.
Yes.
We don't have
Yet,
those.
yet, knock on wood. Okay, so question number 2. What percentage of the world's film industry was concentrated in LA in its beginnings? Was it A, 80%, B, 100%, C, 50%, or D, 72%?
I don't know why I did that. It seemed fun.
It's a race.
So they ring the bell.
What'd you say? Is 80 one of them?
Yes, she wins.
Oh,
That is
Paige.
correct. So at the very beginning of it, the movie industry, actually Jacob can probably shed some light on this. Why exactly did the film industry move to California?
A few reasons, but one of the reasons was because of Thomas Edison in New York, where a lot of movie stuff was happening at first. He was trying to control all of it, and he was trying to come up with a lot of rules and a lot of
'cause he
regulations and
invented
stuff.
The camera.
He loves to complain, to take credit for inventing the camera.
Right.
There's a debate.
He
but-
basically had the
Debatable.
patent.
Yeah,
and
he had a patent for it, and so
okay.
he was trying to control it all. And so a lot of people were like, "We need to get as far away from Edison as we can."
So
Literally.
and so they did. Clear to the
Wow.
other side of the country.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and then in its beginnings, 80% was in California. That's how much Edison drove everything out.
Wow.
So there was still 20% that was still in New York.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
there was a great pilgrimage to California, to the city of angels.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 4 actors, and you have to tell me which one is not a famous Oklahoma actor. Is it A, Chuck Norris, B, Brad Pitt, C, Jodie Foster, or D, Ron Howard?
Miss Jodie Foster.
Oh, good job.
Oh my. Okay. So who was
Yeah,
the first?
you
Who's the
nailed
first
it.
one?
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris. Okay.
Chuck Norris is from like
Interesting.
I forget.
Broken Arrow, I
I
think.
forget
really?
Ron
I didn't
Howard
realize.
is from here.
I know.
Yeah.
I totally
Oh
did
my
too.
gosh.
And then Brad Pitt's from Shawnee.
I knew
course.
that.
Crazy story.
What?
Uh-oh.
Brad Pitt happens to be a distant cousin of my wife.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
In fact, she's gone to family reunions where Brad Pitt's mom has been at and been like,
That is-
she's
Very
Brad,
Yeah.
Angelina around here hiding in the rafters.
That is amazing.
That's insane. Like, whoa.
Small world.
Yes.
Small world. So, last question. What movie was not filmed in Oklahoma? Was it A, Grapes of Wrath, B, Rain Man, C, UHF, the famous Weird Al movie, or D, Far and Away, the Land Rush movie? Is it A, Grapes of Wrath, about the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl, B, Rain Man, which I haven't seen, so I can't tell you what it's
I
about.
haven't seen Rain Man either.
And apparently
I
it's
haven't
amazing.
seen it either.
C, UHF, which is amazing, or D, Far and Away.
I say Rain Man.
Rain Man?
Nope.
What?
Womp,
Jacob,
womp.
it's made in Guthrie.
was made in.
What do you
It
think?
was?
Wow. We need to watch it.
Yeah, we should watch
a tough one.
Yeah. I mean, I know UHF was in Tulsa.
Yeah.
So it's either Grapes or Far and Away, which
Right.
I have no clue.
Which are both movies that are set in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd say Far.
I mean,
Oh my god.
I'm going Far and Away.
Far and Away? That is correct.
Whoa, go team.
Yeah, so the movie, it's about an Irish immigrant who comes to the land rush in Oklahoma and everything. They shot it in Arizona.
Really?
Wow.
When was it made?
Why?
When was it made? Do you know?
Oh, God. It was like back in the 90s. I
Oh,
think.
really?
90s,
Wow.
80s, late 80s.
Okay.
Something like that.
Far and Away?
Far and Away.
All right, on the list.
Rain Man.
It's
Far and
actually-
Away.
Far and
It's actually a
Away.
really good movie.
All of
But
All of- all
so
the classics.
the reason why I have you two here, Paige and Lauren, is that you guys are actually living in LA currently.
Yeah.
And you are
what?
yeah.
is that do they call them expatriates whenever they leave?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
So you're Oklahoma expats. And, but the funny thing is that Paige, you're always here with your crazy closet portal that you walk through, and
Yes.
then
Trying to get a
Jacob,
pat on
you're
that.
here because you have been kind of commuting back and forth between Oklahoma and
Yeah.
LA
Not
for
by
reasons that we
choice.
can't necessarily talk
Yeah.
about.
But because he's
Oh.
being asked, I just had to interject. Can I say
Yes.
that? Can I say as much as
Is that
that?
allowed?
Let's
Okay, that's
Not-
it. We'll stop
yeah,
there.
we'll stop
Yeah.
So we can't talk about why you're going out to LA, but you have been going out to LA, and so you've kind of gotten a little dose of the landscape. But in the meantime, you are also a full-time freelancer here in Oklahoma. You're a director here. You've directed a feature film, and so I think that you can also give some insight. Like once we're going to talk about how LA's structure works and all that kind of stuff, but then we're going to flip it back to Oklahoma and talk about things to do, to not do, and that kind of thing. So for the first thing for you guys, I want you to paint the picture for our listeners. Kind of tell me about the structure of representation in Los Angeles, agents, managers, the hierarchy. How does that work?
We're not still using the bell. no, you just talk. Okay.
Trivia's over.
Yeah.
Trivia's over.
I mean, it's what's great. It's similarly structured to Oklahoma, although I don't think there's as much in terms of talent management out here as there is in LA. I mean, I've only been out there 6 months, but the one thing I have noticed that's different between here and LA is that you're acutely aware of your differences in terms of talent, like as a talent, the managers or agents or representation kind of want you to know what your specific brand is.
Right.
Otherwise, no one's going to know what you're selling if you yourself don't know what you're selling. Whereas
That's-
here,
yeah.
here in Oklahoma is great though, because they just represent you as just talent in general that's versatile and can
Right.
do
Yeah.
different roles. So
Yeah.
I think that's one of the main differences between the two setups with representation. Like you
Right.
have to know what your package is and why it's unique and why it's important.
Yeah.
And
Can we kind of
Yeah.
expand on that? Because
Yeah.
like the concept of a type is kind of a little over some people's heads here. In the spirit of what you're talking about is marketing yourself in one direction, not multiple genres, right? Am I
correct. Yes.
so far? Like you're marketing yourself as a specific business in a way. So kind
Exactly.
of expand on that.
Okay. I mean, basically from what we've encountered, like just different agency meetings or manager meetings, like you're kind of told what they see you as. So I know we haven't had, like, you can attest for some of the things you've been told, but I've been like mostly told like, you're too tall, you're too this or that. And so, basically you want to identify type-wise what you are most castable as to casting directors.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if you think about it, it is a money-making business. I mean, we're
Yeah.
doing art, but it's like at the end of the day, I was listening to a podcast the other day. I think it's called Garbage Town. It's about LA. It's really funny. But they were like, the end of the day, the only color Hollywood cares about is green. Just like money, you know?
Yeah.
I thought that was very astute because,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
good.
you've got to generate box office revenue, you know, marketing. People want to make money. So, time is money. So if
Right.
you know exactly the roles that you are perfect for, like
Yeah.
I look like a young mom that's could also play a girl next door, then I'll just be sent out through my representation on those specific roles
Right.
because I have the most.
So they're not going to waste
Yeah,
time. Like,
right.
I am never going to be able to make it as a 65-year-old man.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I'm a 29
Or-
29-year-old
Someday,
guy.
Brian.
Someday I'll get
Someday.
there.
Someday
That's the role I'm
you'll
waiting
get
for.
Yeah, that streamlined
Yeah.
version is yes. They just want to at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I mean, send you off for what you have the highest percent being
yeah.
cast as.
Right. So like here, you get a casting call, and all the girls that don't look anything alike, but they all will go for like the lead. Whereas out there, it's like, how much of a chance do I really have at that if I fit this character better, this supporting better, you know? And I probably would have a better chance at that, which I think happens a lot.
And that's also, I mean, like that is a thing here. Like, it's not as saturated as Oklahoma, so they do kind of have to throw a broad net out there,
Right.
Right.
because there's not 1,000 of the same looking person
Exactly.
that has
Yeah.
a level of talent.
Right.
Which leads me to the next question, which is, tell me about the saturation of actors in LA and how you deal with that.
Well, that's a good question.
First of all, how saturated is it?
You know what's crazy is that, I mean, we've trained at some of the same places, and it's very rare that we find, like, I feel like everyone we've run into so far, and it could just be that we've not been out there long enough, but
Yeah.
I feel like everyone we've run into so far is uniquely separate. Like, I haven't
Yeah.
run into a whole room of like
Me.
boards or
Yeah.
pages yet. I know it's probably
All
waiting.
literally
I
wearing the same
literally
thing.
my
Probably
audition
there.
tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, oh, this is okay.
There you go. There it
Hey
is.
guys.
Spoke too soon.
That is so true.
Yeah,
That is
but
very true.
I don't know. I mean, you continuously hear about that. I think it rears its head in submission status. Like, you just don't. I don't get as many calls as you would out here.
Yeah.
So I think that's the saturation part, is like the auditions that are few and far between, or just getting into the room in general.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as obvious as like I walk down the street and see like 8 of me, or like I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just kind of my 2 cents on it.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody I met, though, knows somebody or is an actor.
Yeah, no,
What
that's
do you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm an actor. Oh, so is my cousin. So is my sister.
Legitimately an actor
Exactly.
too. It's not like,
Which is-
you work at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
which I do love in terms of like Oklahoma is great and it's burgeoning in terms of its film industry, but there's like a certain exhaustion that starts to come up when you continually have to, like, since the industry is mostly out there, everyone is in the industry. Here, when you're like, I'm an actor, I'm in film,
Yeah.
and
They
you
just
have
look
to
at
always
you like, uh-huh.
sure. Are your
Sure.
parents here? Like,
Yeah.
do we,
Yeah.
like,
It's like you get a pat on the head.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, how
Oh,
adorable.
The crazy
Yeah.
thing is, like, I
that-
see
yeah.
actors here literally making a living
Yeah,
acting. Like,
it's
like
great.
Stephen freaking Goodman,
Yeah.
who's acting
Who
right
is
now.
not here.
Yes.
Yeah, he should be here.
But
Which
he's
is
working.
have him on the show.
Which I think is a plus.
Yeah.
In terms of my experience in LA, it's just like just being around the
Just like
culture
mine,
of filminging. But
Yeah.
it's also it's
Tell me about the importance of classes. And this is something that crosses over to both Oklahoma and LA. It is extremely pivotal.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, how important are they? How do you weave through the bullshit and the legitimate classes?
Yeah. It's very hard. It's a little bit difficult to weave through the bullshit.
I have gotten on my soapbox with Paige about
Yeah.
this so many times. So don't let me talk the whole time if you want to say
Okay,
something.
I will interject if need be.
So, and I think I've spoke to you about this,
Yeah.
Jacob. My thought is, if I want to take my car to a mechanic and my car is broken and I go to a mechanic and I say, can you fix my car? And they stand there and they're like, sure, I can fix your car. Yeah, I'm a mechanic. And then they just continuously stand there. They don't have any tools. They don't have anything. And you're like, well, are you going to fix my car?
way.
No. Do you have tools for me to fix your car?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't be in any other career or field where you didn't have basic skills or understandings of how the craft just technically works. Like, I don't mean like study years and years and do master's degrees and whatnot. I just mean like continuously working in classes. I think, it's invaluable. And it is. A lot of what I feel like we've run into is just, it's always constantly Googling or just asking for recommendations in terms of classes.
Right.
Yeah.
Just making sure you're in with the right.
Like reading up on
And
somebody
there's-
before you go hit them
Yeah.
up.
And there's
Give them
also
your money.
certain teachers and studios that casting directors will specifically look for on a resume just to make sure they know that if they pull you in,
serious.
you're going to be professional
Yeah.
and they know
Right.
the training you've had. So
That's one thing I've noticed in conversations with actors out in LA is that like the classes they seem to be a lot more essential because it's credentials.
yeah, exactly.
It's like,
That's it.
okay, you're not just a person who calls themselves an actor and like has actually just been background in everything.
Yeah.
You have taken classes, you put in the work,
Yeah.
you've paid your dues, and you just set etiquette and all that kind of stuff. So
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's just like every other job on set. You know, like a camera guy, you
Yeah.
don't just get to walk into a room and say, "I'm a camera guy."
I am a camera
Yeah.
I'm a
Here I
camera
am.
guy.
Everybody expects that if you say you're a camera guy, you've had experience
Yeah.
with the camera, and
Yeah.
so
You
it's
know what
just
you're doing.
it's just with actors, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
They don't have like a physical
It really is.
thing that they're carrying, tools that they're carrying around. It's all what they've built
Exactly.
within them.
Within them.
But yeah, it's just as important as
Yeah.
just as every other member on the crew.
It is.
And we
You never
actually
know
do
too
have
much.
some legitimate classes here.
Oh, for sure.
We've had some experiences recently with some not so legitimate
really?
so-called schools.
Mm.
But we do have some classes that are very, very good. I
Oh, for sure.
Chris Freihofer down at Actors Factory, him and Daryl Cox, like they do all their classes and everything. Which did you have?
Yeah,
any?
I took with both of them.
Yeah.
Studied with both of them. Yeah, it was good stuff. I mean, learned a lot about yourself and about others. It's my favorite part of class is watching everybody else. I mean, just feel like I learned so much from watching them being directed because I'm like, I wonder if I'm doing that too,
Yeah.
or maybe don't do that, or maybe try that, things like that. But yeah, Daryl and Chris, they have great classes. I know.
Michelle
Michelle
DeLong at
DeLong.
Actors Casting. Yeah, she's phenomenal.
I'm gonna try to have Chris and Michelle on at the same time and do like a casting director off. Ding ding ding.
Interesting. What fun.
No, I definitely want to have a couple casting
That'd be
directors in
cool.
here to
That'd be
talk
really
about
cool.
from that angle.
Yeah.
But like we kind of touched on the less legitimate of things.
Yeah.
Tell me about your experiences with the less legitimate side of Los Angeles, because it definitely exists. I think we've all had our own individual experiences.
Sure. We literally ended up on the wrong side of town the other day.
Oh my gosh.
And think we witnessed a carjacking. So
Two streets
Perfect.
from two streets. Okay, I can't. Yeah, I don't know if my parents will listen to this. So.
luckily we were together.
We were safe. We were very safe. We took care of ourselves. But it's hard to get, or it's easy to get lost there.
Oh,
And
yes,
you're just
it is.
like, where am
Yes,
I?
it is. I only travel by
GPS.
bus. Like, I never ever in a car whenever I'm out there. So part of it's on purpose. Like, I like taking the bus.
Yeah.
Like, I like that little adventurous
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
Especially if you're
Like
a writer, just like
stuff.
watching
Oh, yeah.
human
Yeah.
interaction is so interesting.
It is.
And
And the
it's
transpo system's amazing. I got to LAX from
Yeah.
Hollywood like on $1.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I did it, but
That's pretty
somehow
impressive.
it took
yeah,
like
that's
3
true.
hours.
Yeah.
But it was a dollar.
It will take
It's
time.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
It will take time, but
Yeah.
yes, you just really never know.
Yeah. Are you talking about just LA in general or also in the business?
I would say like within the business,
Okay.
like what are some red flags that people can look out for?
Oh.
Because I think that's another thing that
Yeah.
crosses over in Oklahoma just as much. Like we have plenty of red flags that we have
Yeah.
seen and encountered.
Honestly,
Well,
sorry. Sorry. I don't know if we could talk if someone's saying bye, if that's allowed. Bye, Zachary. I think the biggest thing that I've learned is don't overextend yourself. I like once people see that you have work ethic or are willing to put in time, sometimes if you're not around the right the right people, they'll take advantage of that. So I think just always be very cautious before you enter into any situation, no matter how, you know, fortunately, I mean, nothing bad comes from it. You learn eventually, but it's just like people will be really quick to take you up on offers. I definitely say things like never. A few people I know have paid to play, never pay to be in a film.
Yeah.
I mean, just like basic stuff like
crazy.
that.
And is it pretty like well known that you don't pay an agent or a manager until they get you a job? I mean, I know that happens. Or like if they're like, oh, we can't sign you until you take a class with us. Yeah, that kind of stuff is just I don't know. I feel like that's common knowledge, but I don't know.
Because
whoever's listening,
like
just starting, I guess.
Teaching how to act is not necessarily the agency's job. That's for a specific acting school.
Exactly. And
those are the people that you pay. You don't pay your agent.
Yeah. And on acting schools, I definitely would say don't subject yourself to someone who's going to, there's so many teachers out in LA. Like, if you don't feel it's not like. I've heard so many horror stories of emotional abuse and just like how mean some teachers can be. Like
that's not necessary.
You don't need a mean teacher to be like. We're fortunate here in Oklahoma to not have that. Yeah. But out there, like some are like synonymous for just putting you through the ringer, and that's not you can find. There's so many other options.
There are nice ones out there. Yeah, exactly.
They're artists. You
it's
idiot!
Emotional.
You can't understand.
Exactly. It's terrible. It's terrible, and just. I wouldn't take classes with anyone who doesn't treat you well. Yeah, as a person, doesn't respect you as a person.
And that doesn't mean that you need to be like, applauded every single class. Like, just just like don't feel like you have to subject yourself to someone who's being mean. There's so many other options.
Yeah, so many. Jacob, can you chime in on the Oklahoma side of red flags?
Probably.
I mean, anything that involves a couch or a freaking basement.
Of course.
Sorry.
If the word couch or basement's involved in the audition,
there's
stay
a casting
away.
couch.
Buffalo Bill can get somebody else.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of the same things, and like whenever, of course, when you're like first starting out, you want to work on anything and you're willing to do it for free, but like you said, at some point you have to say, well, no, I do this. I know enough to get paid to do this now. Yeah. And just and then from there you can start being choosier about projects. But even sometimes I'll get like emails or something like that about being a DP or camera operator or something. And there's one, I don't know if I should say this or not, but there's one I got
dinner and give you credit.
Yeah, there was one that I got that it was he sent an email. There was like no formatting to the email at all. It was just like all one sentence, all one long run-on sentence. It was like, we're shooting a movie. We're looking for a DP. It's going to be a short, and then we'll turn it into a feature. Are you interested? And that's all it said. And it was like there's no formatting. And so I actually responded, and I was like, okay, well, whatever, no formatting to the email. Like maybe there's more to it. So not everybody overthinks their emails like me. And so I just sent it back, and I was like, that's another thing, like especially for crew, and especially if it's something you're gonna put your name on, like definitely see a script first. Don't sign on to something. Don't say you're gonna do something if you don't see a script. And so I was like, well, what's the movie about? Like, what's the genre? Like, what's the title? Do you have a script?
Can I get a pitch or something?
And then I was like, I'm pretty busy. Like, when are you planning to shoot and stuff like that? I asked a few different questions, and he replied one sentence: "We shoot in fall." And that was the entire email. Yeah. So I didn't respond after that.
I feel like I mean, because I'm not in front of the camera as much as I used to be, but like for I do stuff here and there every once in a while, and like the reason I only do things here and there every once in a while is because, like, first of all, I'm way more busy than I used to be, and two, I have a kind of a vetting process, which is if I don't know you, that's red flag number one. Yeah. If you don't have any copies of your previous work, look up these directors, look up these people, and see what else they've done, because I don't know. I mean, like, if you can see the quality of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, getting started out, you're probably going to be an extra, and that's good because you need to learn set etiquette and you need to, learn the ropes of being on a set and what to do, what not to do. But there comes a point where at the end of the day, the director is not on screen.
Right.
The writer is not on screen. You, as the actor, are the one who is on screen. You are the face that everyone's looking at, and you are the likeness that is being used to tell this mediocre story or really, really great story. So, I don't know. I mean, that's always what kind of goes.
No,
through
that's
my
smart.
mind.
And in terms of like red flags, like at the end of the day, like you said, there are thousands of actors. So like never put yourself in a situation you feel uncomfortable in because there are so many.
It's okay to say no to projects.
Absolutely.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's the hardest thing to learn as an actor. It's like you don't have to do everything.
Because really, like saying yes to a project that's going to be horrible and that makes you look horrible is
Dude,
it's great to get that experience, but it's going to hurt you so much.
Exactly.
If someone sees that film who's looking for an actress, like I'm looking for that Lauren Analla type actress, and then
don't you dare name one movie I've been in right now.
And then I see Electric.
Well, and that's the thing is like you may have your one really great movie, but then you have your one just like freaking god awful movie,
right.
And that will stick with you for a long, long time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And bad directors, bad writers can make great actors look terrible.
And that
absolutely.
then
Freaking George Lucas.
full
Think about that.
Full circle, and then that turns right back around to who's going to be your manager and who's going to be your agent because then that affects your brand. So like,
exactly.
That
it's
is
just
true.
you gotta
Yeah, exactly. And that's a good way to put it. That it's
Look at us,
a brand,
making
like,
connections.
your own brand, and so you have to be
something-
careful with it.
Something interesting just about the managers and agencies. When I went out there, I had no idea that like what it was gonna. I took workshops here from casting directors from LA, and so I was like, oh, I'm so ready. I'm gonna go.
Got this.
I'm ready for this. But you get out there, and it's like there are agents for like specific things. There's like commercial agents and then theatrical agents. And the first time I heard that term, I was like, no, I'm not trying to do theater.
Well, and that's the thing in Oklahoma,
Like,
and
wait,
that's a
what?
big difference is that in Oklahoma, it's a blanket thing.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
The talent agency, first of all, we don't necessarily have a single agent that's going to represent you. It's a talent agency. So you are in a pool of other actors that are probably all getting the same casting call,
Yeah,
which
for
is kind of funny because I get casting calls all the time for like, we need 13-year-old girls.
I know.
Is it bad? I
I'm
still
perfect.
submit on those.
Nail that audition.
I still submit on those. So I think
I got my wig.
No,
I got to
it's-
shave my face.
Yeah.
I feel like at a certain point, everyone, like if you're considering moving out there, I feel like we all have like flimsy connections and strong hopes. Like I feel like every actor goes through that part of like, what? Now what? Wait. And it's so disorienting or like jarring when like you send multiple, demo reels or things out to people and you just won't hear a response. And but then there are people that will respond and are very professional, but like you just got to be prepared that like it's always so much more different than you expect once you get there.
For sure.
And a lot harder work.
For
There's
sure.
really not a way to fully prepare for it. You just kinda,
Yeah.
I guess
Can
there's
prepare
always
as
going to be
much.
kind of a dive in deep.
Yeah.
Or dive in the deep.
For sure.
Of course.
So I want to ask you guys about I call them the chronic extra. And this is the person who is an extra on everything, but that's all they ever are is just an extra. And I feel like they kind of put themselves in there for a few different reasons, but I want you guys' input. Like what should a beginning actor do to avoid becoming a chronic extra?
interesting.
Classes
Classes
for sure.
Yeah.
Meet people.
I always, what's interesting is that I feel like at the beginning, I really did like doing extra work when I could get it. Like I didn't really do a lot. I
had no problem being an extra.
Yeah,
I really like it.
I wanted to do it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's interesting to watch. I mean, I really like watching on set, just like in class. So being an extra, like you kind of get to act because you're like pretending that you're sitting here eating.
Yeah.
But it's an experience, I feel like. And I mean, okay, yeah, maybe like a chronic extra, maybe you should take classes and just submit for other things.
And I feel like it might not, it's not like take classes to get talent. I'm not like being like, well, you just aren't talented enough. No.
You meet people with classes too,
I definitely like at a certain point, I feel like I had to, like I was like so anxious and nervous to start submitting on stuff at first. And I'm sure like you as a filmmaker and you as a fellow actor and you as a fellow actor and boom operator, you go through that. I mean, like that's a trade in and of itself.
Either way, I'm on set.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a certain like it's scary to kind of watch a set happen like when you haven't been on a set.
Yeah.
It's mortifying, and like there's
like,
so many moving parts that I just say like just like start submitting for like principal roles, because once you put in your dues and see it, literally it's like everyone faking it till they make it, and then you kind of learn like the process.
Right.
That's what my
because there comes a point where
is.
like you've been an extra, like you've learned the ropes, and like around here that you'll get a casting call to be a background extra, and you'll get like a $50 offer or $100 offer, and like But should you take, if you've been doing it for so long, should you still take it for that amount of money, or just do it for the money, or should you start being a little more picky?
That's interesting.
And I think that's mistake number one, is just doing it for the money, and so you keep doing these just stupid little extra roles on the side where you're not even really on screen.
Right.
You're never going to get a line.
Yeah.
Like I think it's kind of like almost like respect yourself a little more.
Yeah. I can see that
That's
here.
interesting.
A lot of my friends make ends meet in LA being like just like blah 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 rewind
And action.
and action. Thank you. Just like being like SAG actors that have to do a certain rate a day, like being extras. So I feel like, but definitely here, I think you're right. Like I feel like maybe people will start to see you as just an extra and not think that you have the ability to take on it all.
Yeah, you could fall into that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really liked it on this films that came here because I would meet crew members. Like, Like I would go and I would meet them, and then I would talk to them about a film later for another. That's just a great way to network sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like falling into that, it could fall into that trap. It could be, harmful.
Yeah.
Well,
I
To
think
your image, but
Well, I mean, I was just going to ask you, like, what do you think are some of the, like, there's everybody, when you're below the line crew, like, we all have our own extra horror stories.
I think for me with extras, I've noticed this on just about every single set I've been on with extras, is extras always seem to think they're in a comedy.
oh my god, they do.
And and so I see so many extra, and part of it is like, oh, they're here having fun, but like I think my advice to people who are chronic extras or just extras in general is just like be mindful of the genre of the movie you're in.
Yeah.
And because like I see, like I said, on every set, like people are like, oh, yeah, I'm trying to think of an example, but just like like if you're in a funeral scene or something like that, don't be like joking around with the person or smiling at the camera or doing like a melodramatic like over the top crying or something like that. Like just so many people I just see that a lot from extras. They all seem to make like kind of big smirky faces and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's like they're trying to I don't know if it's on purpose or if it's just they're just having fun.
Yeah.
They just assume they're out of focus, but sometimes you're not out of focus, or we can still see.
Ooh, I bet that would be
big
really
smokes.
upsetting from a filmmaker. Yeah, especially if you got to take you like.
Because I mean, like people have to understand that time is money.
Yeah.
Time is money on a set.
Yeah.
And so if you are just dicking around and you blow a take because you looked in the camera, or you blow a take because you were just like an overacting buffoon, you're costing thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
So reputation is a really big thing, and this is I'm realizing more and more how much of a small town Oklahoma still is. Like we're growing, but it's still very much a small town mentality, and your reputation is huge.
Yeah,
For sure.
And if you taint that reputation by doing something stupid,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
probably don't expect to work in anything principal.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
right,
For sure.
yeah.
And I feel like another thing that I didn't really think about this because I was extra, I've done extra work on film sets, but I worked like on production for like commercial shoots with Retrospect, and the extras that we have on like the casino shoots and stuff are hilarious. Just like, they're people, like other people, and they have feelings, but it's like,
This is
But
Paige
the-
speaking, not Lauren. Just to clarify,
sorry.
Paige
And I was
Tudyk is No, it's not bad. You're
no, but I
not
was like,
being mad.
I would just find myself being like, did I act like this on set ever?
Oh yeah.
No,
And then
I've
like
totally
end
had
of the
that thought
day,
too.
they would go up to the director and they're like, and I understand being like, thank you, thanks for everything, have a good day. But they'd be like, here's my stuff, here's my card. And they're just like, they don't want to do that. He's been working all day.
No, that's
So that kind of stuff is a little bit, just, I would watch that.
No, definitely.
Chronic extras.
Definitely.
I can definitely say that. I mean, the worst thing that you can do as an extra is to walk up to a filmmaker. Because people have walked up to me and asked me, like, when I'm going to put them in their next movie. And, like, dude, I'm a boom operator. Like, I'm holding a boom pole right now. Like, I've done shorts and stuff like that. But like I'm not a director.
Yeah.
And so.
But definitely, I think professionalism goes a long way. I think that you're completely right in saying that. Just kind of, treat it just like.
Yeah, and they're not all like that.
Right. But that's. Really is I have noticed that too. Yeah.
Really is. Yeah.
So, what are some final words of advice? This is open to all of you. Some final words of advice for the young actor, the beginning actor, maybe even the experienced actor who's been doing this for a while that might just need a little encouragement or something.
Don't give up. Literally, do not give up, because you will have days where you are like, what the F-bomb am I doing right now? Exactly. What am I doing with my life? I've been out here how long and I haven't done anything. No, that's it. Don't rush it. I mean, work. Don't be like lazy or anything, but remember to take care of yourself, and you come first, and you have the talent. You have the talent. Work on it. Work on your craft. Have fun doing it. But don't let other people get in your head about
for sure
about it. It's because that happens more often than not, honestly. Yeah. So just don't give up.
No, definitely. I feel like people. Yeah. Right. And usually people that try to get in your head at the end of the day are maybe more or less intimidated because for some reason or another, I don't know. But I feel like I was fortunate enough to work in a class that was totally production and acting and like pre-production acting. It was with Studio 4, James Franco's school, and he held the class twice a week, and we got to sit in on writers' rooms for this feature that we're making, and then on Saturdays we would listen to a lecture from him, or like we would do like reworks of the script, and so we would also learn things like how to like set up a mood board and how to do a streamlined pitch. So like I'd say get into a class if you're fortunate enough to have the funds. Like get into a class that's all about the entire production process, because it's vital to just like create your own work, because no one's gonna. At the end of the day, I feel like no one's gonna be like calling you up to be in their thing that they've made unless
your own.
You've got to make the phone ring. So I think that's probably my advice.
That's a good one.
Jacob, final remarks.
I think
15 seconds, go.
Oh God. For me, learning to take initiative and understanding that while you will have you'll network and you'll have people that will help you get things done, it's ultimately up to you to go out there and do it. And so if you're wanting to, and that goes for actors and crew and everything, if you're wanting to boom, then find a way to get a boom in your hands.
Grab that
and
pole,
start.
baby.
Exactly. And research, research, not just, because Brian could tell you, it's not just holding a stick in the air. There's an art to it, and understanding that all of this stuff, like, and it goes back to like the training and everything. Just understand that like it takes time, but the only way it's going to get done is if you do it. No one's going to knock on your door and suddenly say, "Here's millions of dollars to make a movie." You have to go to them and say, "Can you give me $1 million to make a movie?"
Right on your hands and knees.
Exactly.
Please.
Exactly. And the only way it's going to happen is if you do that.
Boom.
And
go for it.
use Google and find out the right courses and people to go approach.
Exactly.
Google is invaluable.
People. We're going to go back to a word from our sponsors. The Okie Show is brought to you by the guy at the gym sweating so much that it sounds like he's peeing. Dude, you're done. You can go home now.
Why is that guy a sponsor?
I don't know how he became a sponsor. He just
How did that happen?
Don't ask
sweats
questions.
so
He's giving us money.
Sorry. Yeah.
True story. That literally happened today.
I saw that post.
I was okay. Well, full disclosure, I'm now in love with the sauna
Nice. Very
because
nice.
it's a way of breaking a sweat without moving an inch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm just, you know, you just go in there and you just sweat your balls off for like 5 minutes. And there was this dude who he was in there whenever I first came in, and he was sweating like a freaking, like somebody unleashed the river of death.
Oh my
Which. Go ahead.
And so, and like I had my headphones in, and I kept hearing this disgusting squishing.
Oh.
It was like the man was melting.
Oh no.
And so, like, I pulled my headphones off. I was like, "That's this
Sir.
guy." It literally sounded like the pitter patter of rain. And so, like, 5 minutes goes by, and he gets up and he leaves. I'm like, "Thank God." And then, like, a minute goes by, and like I'm about ready to go. And all of a sudden, squish, squish, squish. The guy comes back and starts a whole new session. Like, what are you?
No.
Do you have the bins? What are you trying to do?
Which, shameless plug, but a lot of sauna scenes take place in the new Amazon series, Transparent.
Hey.
Just saying. I'm late to the party, but I love that show.
No.
I don't know what you're trying to tell me about myself. That I like saunas so much.
No. Okay. I just like the show.
I'll just leave
I
that
still haven't
there.
gotten to see that show. I need to.
I'm so late to the
You-
party, but it's great.
No, you're not. I'm.
I think the rest of us are
Yeah.
even later. To the
Okay.
party.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You guys want to play some games?
Let's
Okay,
play
yeah,
some
let's play
games.
Play some games.
Please.
So we're gonna play a game that we have played this before on the show, and it's called Party Quirks.
Ooh.
And the way that this works is that Paige is going to be hosting a party, and she is going to have no idea who we are. Here we go. Party Quirks in 3, 2, 1.
Oh gosh. Okay. I hope I cleaned well enough. Oh my gosh. This is. Oh my god. What is that stain on the floor? Okay, I'll just cover it with this rug. It's fine. It's fine. Did I get enough sodas? Oh my gosh. Did I put BUIB? Oh, okay. There. Hey.
Hello. It's me. I was just thinking if, maybe put on some Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett?
Tony, yes. I'm so
Yeah?
happy that you're here. Are you
Yeah?
going to perform
Yeah.
for my guests today?
Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
That's great. Are you feeling better?
Perfect. Yeah.
That's good. Your album dropped.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love your work. I
Oh,
really
thank
do.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go get that. Okay. I'll
Yeah,
be
sure.
there to-
You want me to sing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Did you just greet all of the guests? Okay.
Yeah,
Come in.
for sure.
Come
Yeah.
in. Here's
you want
one.
me to?
Yeah, I'm opening the door.
Hello.
Good evening.
How are you?
Oh god.
I'm good. There was.
Who's this fella?
He's just a friend. I met him. not that
Where you
long
from?
I happened to notice a large number of birds gathering
Where you
outside
from?
your house.
ago.
You're not-
No. Alfred? Yes. Thank you, Mr. Hitchcock. Hello. Oh, wait. No. This is you. Could you greet my guests?
you want me to answer?
You have to greet all the guests.
Hello.
Hello!
How are you?
I'm great, and I'm planning to make America even greater. Now, first of all, let me tell you about percentages.
I think you're talking too loud.
Sir.
Let me tell you about percentages of this great nation that we live in.
Okay.
Who are you?
I'm Paige. Mr. Sanders.
Boring. Okay, everyone, listen. We're gonna take down Trump. We're gonna take him down good.
Very
You got it. You got all
Yes.
three.
Oh,
go.
Jesus.
So to
Oh,
clarify,
Paige.
Almost had an arrhythmia. Okay.
who was Lauren?
Lauren was Adele.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Jacob.
Jacob was Alfred Hitchcock.
And me.
Bernie
It's
Sanders.
like the most obvious impression ever.
No, yours really wasn't. I only Because you said something about America, and you kind of
Yeah.
sounded like before you said Bernie Sanders.
Right.
I never would have guessed.
Then I was doing the face.
You were. You can do all the presidential candidates
Yeah,
for
could
those
you
of you
please?
listening at home.
I don't even know. What is like Ted Cruz?
Donald Trump, go.
Donald Trump, make America great again. Gonna build a wall. What is the squirrel on my head? Get it off.
Sounds like Mayor Quimby
Yes.
from The Simpsons.
That's what I was going for, actually.
Perfect.
So we're gonna play another game, and this is a brand spanking new game to the Okie Show.
Ooh.
It is called At the Movies. The way that this works is that Paige, Lauren, and I are going to be acting out a scene of the glorious sci-fi thriller movie called The Killer Mop Invasion from Mars, directed by Jacob Burns. And so we're going to play out this scene. So, Paige, you are playing the Army General.
Okay.
Lauren, you are the President of the United States.
Nice.
And
Aptly.
I am going to be playing the disgraced Secret Service agent who is bringing you the news that the mop aliens are here to stay. And Jacob is going to be directing this film, which means that at any point he's going to intercut, and he can change up the genre. He can change up something that we're doing. And you guys ready? At the movies in 3, 2, 1.
What are you doing here?
Well, first of all, I got locked in the bathroom for a while, and whenever I finally got out, there's mop aliens that are kind of surrounding the building, so I think we need to get down into the safe room.
No, everybody get there now.
I think we should go to the moon.
What? Sir, excuse me, sir. I'm so sorry. No disrespect, sir. But I think I can take us to Mars instead.
My name is President Kennedy.
Okay. Mr. Kennedy, Mr. President, I would like to take us to Mars instead of the moon. I feel it's safer and there is life there.
Why?
I vote for the moon. It's closer.
I think we should go to the moon.
Sir, I was not placed in this position for no reason. I have years and years of training.
Okay. Well, if we go through the secret passageway, I remember this in my Secret Service book. Okay, Mr. President, get down there.
You go first, sir.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your
get down there
country.
before the mop aliens
please.
come in.
All right, cut. This is that was a great first take. Let's take it from the beginning. You guys are off script, right? You guys are off.
Motivation.
Yeah.
My motivation didn't really feel too high. But.
Yeah, let's try that again.
Okay.
I just feel there's the energy's not there. So what if we?
Okay.
I've always enjoyed. Pirates have really good energy. So if we could bring some of that pirate energy,
Like a Kennedy pirate?
Kennedy pirate?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, you guys good? Okay.
Okay.
So ready, and action.
Yar, Mr. President, there's mop monsters out there from Mars. Yar, yar.
Mars.
Arr. Right.
Mr. President.
Me,
Are you okay?
thanks. We should go to the moon.
To the moon, yar. That's a long, far place to go.
Mr. President, we can't get there. There's no way for us to go.
How are we supposed to get there, moon?
Me thanks. You should not ask me. Arr.
Oh, look, I found me a passageway. This should probably take us to Mexico or something.
Let's go there, sir. It's much safer.
Mexico's much safer than the moon.
Ask not me questions.
You
No,
should...
sir, we're telling you what to do.
Why don't we cut there? Why don't we cut there?
Are you from Scotland? Are you a pirate from Scotland?
I've never been able to do a Scottish accent. This is brilliant.
That was
Go for
good.
pirate.
That
I
was.
just feel
dialect
really
coach.
confined to this
Stage.
Kennedy character, and I don't feel like.
Let's shake it up. It's what year is this? 2016.
Okay.
Let's
2016, yeah.
Kennedy's not president anymore.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think. And so why don't we go with one of the new? We all know that Donald Trump's gonna be president, so why don't we
Right,
go with
okay.
that more?
Okay,
that
cool.
approach.
It's true,
Okay.
it is more topical.
And and then from there, let's. It's Oscar season, and we think the script is really good. So let's kind of really focus on the melodrama,
Okay.
Gotcha.
and just really, let's just focus on let's get those Oscars, guys. I think you guys are a great cast. I think
Thanks.
Perfect.
Definitely could get a nom if you just.
Nice.
Let's just go for it. Let's go.
Okay.
And action.
And you're fired.
Mr. President, I knew it all along. And that's why I slept with the general.
Oh, I'm so sorry you had to find out this way. It's not something I wanted, Mr. President. I'm usually more professional than this. But just look at him.
Look at me.
He's just so beautiful.
Look at me. Then look back at
I
your
am
wife. Then
not
look at me.
I am not worried about this indiscretion. I am, however, worried. Are you Hispanic?
Sir,
How are you married to her and you don't even know?
you don't know? You don't know. I am.
More important question, why would you make your wife the General of the United States? By the way, there's aliens outside.
With mops. They've got mops.
And I don't think they're here to clean up.
They're not cleaning anything up.
I've been living a lie. Face mask grip. I, President John F. Kennedy, think we should go to the moon.
He's back from the grave.
No.
Yes. That was
I
great.
apologize,
We're
and
really
I'm
good at
also
this.
half Hispanic, so that was not a read on anybody that is Hispanic.
Oh, that's great. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank
Again,
you,
for
Brian.
Paige and Jacob, thank you guys. Lauren, it's about time we freaking got you on here.
I
Yeah.
was so excited. Thank you for asking.
This was so much fun, you guys.
You're great,
Yes,
Brian.
Thank you for having us, Brian.
Well, plug yourselves a little bit. We can plug Electric Nostalgia again real quick.
Yeah.
I did not mean to steal that moment. I'm sorry. Well,
Actors.
that's LA
my
actors
turn.
So yeah, I mean, the three of us made Electric Nostalgia,
Yeah.
and it's getting closer to being done, and hopefully, within the next few months, it will be able to be viewed by you listeners. So yeah, we're excited.
Sounds really good.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, all four of us worked on that movie.
Oh, yeah. He's like,
okay.
oh, did we? Sounds like a fun time, guys.
Hey, Brian.
Oh, hey. Thanks for coming on the show. Lauren, where can we find you on social media?
I'm at Lauren Ashley A. on Twitter. On the Instagram, I'm at Lanalla, 2 A's. And yeah.
It's really
Oh,
exciting.
yeah.
I have to just say that she's doing this thing with James Franco's class or whatever, and they're filming soon
in March.
a feature,
It's
and they
an-
all collaborated. It's very, very
Yeah.
cool thing.
That's
It's
really cool.
called Dark Hour, tentatively called Dark Hours, I
Yeah.
believe. But it's insane asylum horror feature, so we'll see.
Oh,
It
yeah.
should be way cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good time.
Page where we can where
Where we can find you?
Rewind.
Where you can find
Where can
me?
we find you, Paige?
I am on Facebook page without an I.
Do you have a page?
I have a page. Paige Tudyk.
Awesome.
I do have a Twitter. I don't check it, so I don't even know what it is. P Tudyk is my Instagram name, and I have a Snapchat too. I think I have great stories.
She does have a great
They're
snap.
pretty good.
She has.
They're pretty good.
She is one of the
They're
most
good.
adventurous people. She has like the best snap. You need to follow her snaps.
I love
awesome.
Snapchat.
And then
It's
on
fun.
top of that, she's songwriting. She's like master of all trades. She's
Okay.
songwriting. She's writing in
Dope.
general, and she's got a lot of meetings set up.
We do have Rough Cut is in. I mean, episode 2 is gonna be was at Trail Dance. Also,
Great showing.
yeah,
It was a great screening.
so great. It was great. But
I've got to clarify. We're laughing because it hasn't actually come out yet. We're talking to the future right
but
now.
it's gonna be great.
It's like, it was great, wink.
And we're no longer working in the
Right.
The first one was fantastic, so I have no doubt that
Yeah,
the second one's amazing.
we finished the third, which my character does return in the third. She's not in the second one, but she returns in the third, and she's gonna be in the fourth, which is already written, and we're just in pre-production, I think, still for that. And also, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I had to film it. Trail Dance too.
And I feel like we have to give a shout out to our 2 friends back in LA that will be listening.
Yes,
Troy and Ryan.
Yes, we spend a lot of time together. Lauren and I are like sisters now.
Yes.
Literally,
Literally.
always together.
Awesome.
So that's pretty great. Yeah.
And you can find Okie Show Show on Twitter at Okie Show Show, on Instagram at Okie Show Show, and of course on Facebook and prairiedogpictures.com/blog. Subscribe on iTunes. Tell your friends to subscribe. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Later.
Okie show.